Welcome to Art Class with Mr. Lamar. So today we are going to transfer our koi fish drawings to the copper. First, if you have anything that you need to finish on your koi fish, if you need to finish the scales or add seaweed or any other details, obviously you will do that first before you begin the transfer to the copper. So make sure that your picture is finished, and then we're going to transfer it to the copper. For the transferring, we are going to be working on a piece of styrofoam. And we want the silver shiny side facing us. So everything we draw will lift up or raise on the copper side. So we want to have our silver side facing up. And then we are going to place our drawing on top of the silver side. And we are simply going to trace it. But be careful when working with the copper. The edges are sharp. It's not very thick, but it is metal and it can cut your fingers if you're not careful. So just be careful with the edges. Also, if you press too hard when you're transferring your drawing, you can poke a hole in the copper, and there's really not much that we can do to fix a hole in the copper. So start off pressing a little gently with your pencil. Then if we have to, we can always go over the lines a second time to make them a little deeper. So I'm just going to use my pencil. And like we did when we created your printing plates with the styrofoam, if you move it around while you're working with it, your lines are not going to match up. So make sure while you are tracing this, you don't move your paper around. And I am going to press firmly but gently and follow my lines. As I said, you can always come back and go over them if you feel that they need to be a little deeper for the finished product. I always like to pull my paper back and check and make sure that I'm doing things correctly and not missing any details. You may find it easier with the scales to remove your paper and just do the scales directly onto the copper, because it's so many little lines and little details that you might forget where you've left off. So doing the scales right onto the metal might work easier for you. And there I have my finished copper koi fish. You should be able to see all your lines clearly. You should be able to feel them when you run your finger over it as well. For your name, what I'm going to have you do is, you probably should do this before you start. Mr. Lamar probably should have done that before I start. So I'm just going to use a Sharpie marker and write my name on the back. Do that before you start, it'll be easier. When you are finished, please place these back into your table folder. I know you're excited and you want to take them home, but I'm going to ask you to put these into your table folder when you're finished. And that's pretty much it for our copper koi fish.